Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kogwerks video. My name is Clockwork and this is League of Legends Ranked. This is the third game of 3 that I'm going to be playing today. And I've chosen Darius as the champion I'm going to play in the jungle. The thing about Darius is that you can't fight him head on, otherwise you simply die. That is the way his entire strategy is built, and in a way that is incredibly OP. Overpowered, for those of you who don't know what OP means. Fizz and Kassadin are assassins and cause a lot of damage very quickly, and if they don't kill their opponent and they stay alive long enough, a few seconds later they gain the ability to cause the same amount of damage again. That is what makes them so deadly, and why most people consider them to be overpowered and ban them when they get into draft mode of ranked. Because people who know how to play the champions build up a lot of power very quickly and can kill just about anyone in the late game. Same deal with Akili, and more or less it's the same deal with Darius. Except, whereas Akili, Fizz and Kassadin are all weak in terms of defensive abilities and can be killed through things like crowd control, Darius is the complete opposite. With the Darius, you want to build up a lot of defense so he can land full stacks of his passive, which is a bleeding effect, so his ulti hits for exponentially more damage. Yeah, his ulti does exponentially more damage depending on each stack of his passive. So if you get max stacks of his passive and then hit with your ulti, it does a huge amount of damage. So the way you should build him is with a lot of armor. You don't need a lot of attack power, even though all of his abilities are based on attack power, because he has built-in armor penetration. Excuse me. He has built-in armor penetration, so your attacks are going to do a lot of damage anyway. And what you want to do is stay alive long enough to get maximum stacks of his passive, so his ulti does maximum damage. That's where a lot of people go wrong. They try to build him with maximum damage, then they get hit with something like crowd control and die really, really quickly. The way I've set up his build here is to play jungle, obviously, because that's my preferred position. I'm not very good at laning, which is the reason why I always take something like jungle, because I don't have to lane. So instead of giving him one of the other jungle items, such as Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, Spirit of the Ancient Golem, or Spirit of the Elder Lizard, which work up to a point with the ones that are actually effective for him, because obviously he doesn't use ability power. So Spirit of the Ancient Golem can be quite good because it gives him cooldown reduction, tenacity, so you can get tabbies, which give you a 10% knockoff, a 10% reduction of any basic attacks that you take. So you get both the benefits of Mercury Treads and tabbies in one package. Plus the health is actually good for him as well. Can be effective, but I found that he benefits more from attack speed because it allows him to stack his passive more efficiently. Elder Lizard likewise can be effective on him because Incinerate, which does 16 to 50 based on level true damage over 3 seconds on dealing physical damage with basic attacks or abilities, can also be effective on Darius because it syncs with his passive. Every strike that you land with, every physical strike that you land causes a bleed effect to a certain amount of magical damage, which is odd because his passive is the only thing on him that does magical damage. The rest of his abilities all do physical damage, which is just a weird inconsistency in the way they designed their champion. But anyway, the magical damage on his passive combined with Incinerate and maybe Wit's End, which causes 42 flat magic damage on hit, can be very effective, but I still feel that Wriggle's Lantern and giving him that bit of extra armor at the beginning of the game is a more effective way to run him, because the attack speed is effective in the early game for his passive and trying to regenerate his health and sustain in the jungle, whilst in the late game the 25% attack speed still gives him a bit of an edge in stacking his passive, which is essential for getting maximum damage out of his ulti. So it's useful over the entire game rather than simply a bit of a bonus initially. Like with Spirit of the Ancient Golem, the health is useful initially, but at the end 350 health doesn't really mean very much. Elder Lizard is probably useful throughout the entire game, but again, you want to focus on Darius' defenses over his offense, because Execute does true damage and only requires that he has maximum stacks in order to cause maximum damage. Mercury Treads for the tenacity, which when combined with the defensive masteries give him 50% tenacity, although the maximum is cut off at 45, which cuts stuns, silences, slows and so on almost in half, which is essential if you're going tanky. Vampiric Scepter, and then a Grail. It might seem strange that I get something like a Grail on Darius because he has a mana pool, but he's an AD champion. So it might seem strange that I'm getting a Grail for the mana regeneration, but I get the Grail on Darius for the same reason that I get it on... Hold on a minute. That doesn't make sense. Why would I get a Grail? I may have just ran into my own false logic here. Hold on. D-A-R-I-S low Wikia. Is this recording? Sorry, I'm just checking something. No, it isn't. No, never mind. Yeah, I'm just looking something up in the Darius Lore Wikia page. Why have I got a Grail on him? Because he doesn't use ability power for anything in his repertoire. So yeah, why is that there? I have no idea. This was just a build that was in this list, so I stuck it there for some reason. I think the reason was probably that I was looking for something in the way of mana regeneration combined with magic resistance. Yeah, that was why I was looking for mana regen and magic resistance, and the only thing that's applicable is Grail, with the 20% cooldown reduction, which he needs. Well, he doesn't need cooldown reduction, but it's a good idea to get some. Yeah, it's kind of handy. The Crucible is active. Yeah, that's why it's there. Magic resistance and cooldown reduction combined with the 1% regeneration of missing mana. And I get it for the same reason that I get it on Xin, which is for the cooldown reduction and the mana regeneration, because over the long term in Summoner's Rift you will find that you run out of mana on even a champion like Darius, who doesn't use a lot of mana individually for any one of his abilities, but if you're in the jungle for several minutes and you're continuously spamming all of his abilities, you'll eventually find that you run out. It was more effective on Xin because Xin uses ability power on his passive heal, but on Darius he doesn't need the ability power whatsoever. But if you're going to go for mana regen and magic resistance, then the only choice you've got is Grail. There isn't anything under armor with magic resistance on it. There's nothing under health apart from Duran's or Prospector's ring, so yeah, well, I suppose I could go for flat increase in mana, which leaves Odin's Veil that's not available in Summoner's Rift, or Frozen Heart or Iceborne Gauntlet. Frozen Heart. Yeah, Frozen Heart's actually a better choice. 400 mana, which will increase his mana pool enough so he wouldn't run out so easily. which means I can spend more time out in the jungle, at least between blues. 20% cooldown reduction, same as Grail, and 95 armor, plus the attack speed reduction aura, which would work against probably their jungle, their top, and certainly their ADC. That's actually a better choice. Yeah. Didn't think about that before. But it belongs in the same place in the ordering, because it's generally by the time you've got Lantern and Treads, and, well, yeah, by the time you've got Lantern and Treads, you need a bit more lifesteal, and then you find you're running out of mana, so you have to get Frozen Heart. That's just how the sequence works. Your abilities are built up to such a point that they use so much mana that you need to get either a greater pool of mana to start with, or mana regeneration. And as I said, with Xin, I would just go with the Grail, because he needs the ability power for his self-heal, but Darius doesn't need ability power at all, but he does need the mana, so Frozen Heart's the better choice, yeah. Which means I have to reorder his runes. Lantern offsets Treads. Sunfire Cape offsets Visage, which leaves him with well, if you call that 25, call that 40, and that 55, that leaves him 15 magic resistance ahead with 25 natural armor, so that's 10, down 10 magic resistance, down 105 magic resistance. Yeah. So, no. Yes. 105 magic resistance, really. Yeah, it's 105 magic resistance. It's a full magic resistance runes. Gives him 72, leaving him 75, 33. Down 33 magic resistance, which is fine because you take more physical damage than magical damage throughout the course of a fight anyway. Match anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's swap those two around. Actually, mana, armor, cooldown reduction. Yeah. That for the lifesteal, that for the mana, that for the AoE. Then improve Vampiric Scepter to Blade the Ruined King, because that gives him the majority of his attack speed. Then Visage to keep him alive, in combination with Ruin. Then upgrade Glacial Shroud to Frozen Heart for another 10 cooldown reduction, giving him a total of 30, with 100 more mana, 50 more armor, and the attack speed reduction. I might modify that depending on what happens during the match, but that's probably the best way of doing it if you're going purely defensive. And I'm getting that earlier than anything else, because one thing I've noticed with champions like Xin. Wait, Xin doesn't have any AoEs. I should stop thinking that I'm playing a Xin. I'm not playing a Xin, I'm playing a Darius. Darius has an AoE. So, he benefits more from attack speed than anything else, so get Ruin. Then you've already spent 1350 there. Yeah, so get Vampiric Scepter for the 10% lifesteal, because you're probably still going to be jungling. Then get Glacial Shroud for the mana. Upgrade Vampiric Scepter to Ruined King for the attack speed and the 5% hit on. Upgrade Glacial Shroud to Frozen Heart because it's cheaper than either of these by that point, because you've already spent 1350. Then get Sunfire Cape and Visage, or Visage then Sunfire Cape, depending on how the battle goes if you need more armor or more magic resistance at the time. And he ends up with slightly more armor than magic resistance because of Frozen Heart's 95 bonus. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Obviously I haven't tested this because I've just literally this minute come up with it. But we'll see how it goes. If I end up in support, I would say play Zarath, but I've already played a Zarath yesterday, so let's build one for Morgana while I'm here. If you go in support, Spell Thief's Edge, that's my standard, followed by Chalice. I was going to say Grail, but no, it's actually Chalice. Then get Lucids, because the Mage Masteries come with 5% cooldown reduction, so if you get this it gives you a flat 20, which then syncs quite nicely with that to give you 40, which is the maximum that you can get. Then health and ability power. My usual tactics of getting a slow burn, which is excellent with Morgana's non-stun, non-slow AoE, which for the exact same reason it's effective on Malzahar, because it's an easy way of deducting a good 2 to 4% damage depending on how far along in this build you actually are. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, sell Frost Queen's Claim when you need the space in your inventory. Follow that up with a little bit of spell vamp. It's always a good idea to have a bit of spell vamp. Raid like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then give her a nice big ability power boost. Correction, get the Hourglass because that syncs with the royalty. Get that sooner rather than later. Yeah, so get Hourglass first. With Morgana, it depends on how the fight's going. If I don't feel that I need Hourglass to use her ulti, well, sometimes you don't, because sometimes, as you may have seen when I've been playing Malzahar or Zarath in the last few matches that I've uploaded, sometimes the AP caster with a lot of kills and barely any deaths just isn't aimed for by the enemies. Sometimes it happens for some bizarre reason, like people don't aim for a well-fed ADC, even though they're the ones getting all the kills. Mostly because they're noobs, obviously, but still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so if I have to go support, I use Morgana. Hopefully I'll be able to use Darius in the jungle. And if I end up mid, I'll just go Morgana. Morgana works pretty much anyway. Morgana works in top or bottom. Morgana works in mid or as bot support. Someday I will get words out of my head as I intend them. So I'm just basically copying the build from Malzahar. Because it works just as well. They're quite similar champions in a lot of ways, apart from Morgana's ulti works on multiple opponents rather than just one, and it does less damage to each individual. Still as effective, especially if you get hold of Hourglass, to make yourself invulnerable and your enemies are too busy fighting everyone else to focus on you. Or try to focus on you and you activate Hourglass. Yeah. Do that. that. Depending on how the battle goes, I may get Torment first. Yeah, again, depending on how the battle goes, I may get certain items before others, even though they're listed here one way. Yeah, so mid or support, I'll go with Morgana and Darius in the jungle. Hopefully I'll be able to get Darius in the jungle, though, and play Morgana tomorrow. Oops. Not sure what happened there. Not to worry, though. It's not complicated. 6% spell vamp, 62 ability power. If I have to go Morgana. Make sure I've got the right greeting for jungle. And away we go. Yes, I've been quite successful so far. Won the last 2 ranked matches. If I win this one, I get into promo matches. Although I had 80 points at the beginning of yesterday and lost 2 of the 3 matches that I played. So I didn't get into promos. I was knocked down to something like 50 LP, which was kind of annoying. And totally not my bloody fault either. But we shall see how it goes. I've got to record some Teemo, actually. Just looking at the video here. Teemo, my Teemo in Summoner's Rift is really nasty because I have a tendency to get Torment and Crystal Scepter, then absolutely paste the entire map in shrooms. So the enemy can't walk into your area without running over one of them and taking the actual ability power damage plus 4% of their health. Oh, for crying out loud. Someone always takes my bloody position, don't they? That's why I load up multiples. Shall I go mid or shall I go support? I'm definitely not going top. You're supposed to take top, Darius, but I'm definitely not doing that. Shall I go mid? Could go mid. Mid Morgana. What's the alternative? Yeah, that's great, let's do some Morgana. I did Malzahar, so it works with that. Castin, Fizz, as I said, on the ban list. Nasus, because if he builds up his E, he can kill pretty much anyone. Shyvana, a good tanky Shyvana is very, very difficult to kill, as is Mundo. Shyvana because of her defense, is Mundo because of his regeneration. Evelyn in the jungle. Evelyn is a nasty jungle, if she's played right. Fine.
We'll bring them pain.
Morgana is his. Mage layout. I'm wondering if that's I'm second pick, so you're not mid. That's how it works. If I have to respect his choice, you have to respect mine. Though they're not going to. I can guarantee they're not going to respect pick order. People don't do that. Nah, he's going to end up on my ignore list and reported, but I doubt that's going to worry him very much. That's the one problem with this game. I said it before and I will happily say it again. It's one of the most stupid things about the design of MOBA games. League of Legends does it, Dota does it, and Dawngate does it as well. No, they don't. Dawngate does have a role. Yeah, but they don't do it properly. The problem with these games is that you cannot pick a role you want to take before actually joining the match queue. Instead, you end up with situations like this where you say you want to take a role, and someone else picks a champion and says they're taking it anyway, and you end up two people arguing toxically over the same position. In Dawngate, they've got this... I mean, Dawngate's a horrible game to play anyway, but they've got it set up so you can actually pick your role, such as jungler or assassin or whatever, before the actual match begins, but there's no limit on how many junglers you can have. Literally, your entire team could pick a jungler, and there's nothing to stop that from happening. The way it should work is that you should select, say, the jungle position, and then be queued with 4 other players who don't want jungle. It's not a difficult thing to come up with. Implement. It's not a difficult thing to implement, but nevertheless, it's what happens. It's what doesn't happen. It's probably got something to do with the amount of players you've got looking for a match. It would take longer to arrange a team. Excuse me. It would take longer to arrange a team if you had someone picking a specific role rather than simply taking 5 random players and sticking them together. Plus, I suppose by the game rules, you've got to have... They want players who are good at any given role rather than simply focusing on 1 or 2 and being excessively good at them. Although that's of course what happens. In theory, what they want is players who are good at any role. What they get in practicality is a bunch of players squabbling over which role they're actually going to take. Like now, I'm second pick. I want to take mid. I'm not going to get it though because Nid is going to camp mid regardless of what happens. I don't need to wait for it to happen, I just know it's going to. So because I'm a good player, I'm going to take support anyway, even though I don't want it. I'm not thinking against support, I'm pretty good in support, but still I wanted to play mid. That's another champion I've got to do actually, Nidley in mid lane. I'm excessively good at Nidley. I can often score 10-0 with her in Dominion. But she's got way too much power for an individual champion because at the higher levels you can take off a good half to 2/3 of an enemy champion per spear. If you land just a couple of spears on the ADC at maximum level, you can basically outright kill them. And she's actually pretty difficult to dodge if you know if like you know how to hide and hit enemy champions properly. I mean, I'm not saying it's easy to hit enemies with spears, but it's not that difficult for how much damage you can actually cause to them if you manage to land a successful hit. The chance of hitting them to how much damage you do ratio is completely imbalanced. That's what I'm saying. Not to mention her ulti. Yeah, you turn into her ulti form and it still procs Crystal Scepter and Torment. So if you get both of those, which I do on any AP champion anyway, you can cause ridiculous amounts of damage in those 3 strikes. Plus, if you get Lich Bane, because if you get Lich Bane as well, the damage output in her ulti form it's ridiculously high. I mean, granted, she's fairly weak against crowd control. Like, I've been killed plenty of times by Lee and guys like Atarox, who can close really easily and then cause it an insane amount of damage. Yeah, so I'm going bot. I'm just going to avoid an argument and take support anyway.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Oh, shut up. She's got built-in spell vamp, I don't need it. Shut up.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I never buy pots because you don't need them. Not if you're a good player. Built-in spell vamp on Morgana makes it very easy to keep her alive. And the good thing about Morgana in support is that when you get Frostfang, which makes it so tribute pays off every time you even pink an enemy champion with any of your spells or abilities, you can then use Tormented Soil to just earn 8 gold by them just walking over the merest edge of it. So it's so easy to earn gold passively on Morgana by not killing any minions. From that respect, she is an absolutely excellent support.
Do not doubt.
Bit of a waste that really, but never mind.
I'll have
Very good,
my
they must be
revenge.
assisting with blue. Should have guessed that really, but never mind. I haven't got any wards down, so they can't see me. Just gotta wait until they stop moving. Down.
Without mercy. Feel my pain.
Careful.
Share.
So easy to hit them with my abilities. That's another good thing. Her W
I'll have my revenge.
nice. Very nice. What the hell was I saying? Yes, her W can weaken minions.
I'll have my revenge.
Ouch.
has been slain.
Everyone's trying to kill Jinx, although she won't succeed. Back off. Yeah, can weaken the minions, so it makes it easy for the ADC to kill them without actually killing them yourself.
Do not doubt.
You're back or? Okay. We've got enough. Yes, got enough. 485 for the next version at Frostfang.
Share in my torment.
So now with the upgraded tribute, I can earn gold by simply casting W down and then waiting for them to walk over it. So it's incredibly easy to
Without
earn gold.
mercy.
Leona probably gone to put a ward. Yeah, she's warding.
I'll have my revenge.
An enemy has been slain.
Try to weaken the minions a bit.
Do not dally.
Oh dear.
They will suffer.
Ha.
An ally has been slain.
So I'm earning 8 gold every time they walk over something or I hit them with a spell.
Share in my torment.
Highly efficient.
Without mercy. Do not doubt.
How much do I need? 1150. Damn, get some damage.
Feel my pain.
I've been hit by Jinx's Q before and lost about a third of my health when using Zara.
Share my torment.
I'm surprised I didn't take more damage from that actually. I've got no mana left, so it's a bit of a problem.
They will suffer.
Careful.
I'll have my revenge.
Freaking Leona's learned to dodge. Right, now we're good. Oh dear.
Without mercy.
Fortunately, Leona is AP, so I can defend Silver fairly easily.
I'll have my revenge.
Taking too much damage. I'm gonna go get Grail at when I've got 880. So I need more mana regeneration.
Feel my pain.
Come on, Silver, kill minions. Okay, we have to play more safely now because if she hits me with that a few more times, I'm going to die.
They will suffer.
Passively gain 8 gold.
Feel my pain.
An ally has been slain.
Someone's coming to. Oh crap!
Been slain.
Awesome. Thanks, mid. Dick. I hate it when people do that. Oh well. One chalice.
Share in my torment.
I would have warned them. I should have been mid. Please I. $11.50. With the additional mana, I should now be able to use my abilities more often. It's more important that I'm able to stun at this point than cause any damage, so that's fine. Excuse me.
I'll have my revenge.
Third match, I'm starting to wear out my voice a bit.
Do not doubt.
Should probably go place my ward.
Your team has
I'll
destroyed
have my
a turret.
revenge.
Well, at least mid's good for something.
An ally has been slain.
Careful.
They will suffer. Feel
Could activate my ulti, probably. Leon is still here, I think. No. Ha!
without.
Use my ulti. Killed her almost instantly. After Silver hit her. But she's still dead either way.
Share in my torment.
Someone cover mid.
Do not dally.
Oh dear.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay, that's not good. That's a good soul.
I'll have my revenge.
An ally has been slain.
Do not dally.
So a little bit of assistance would go a long way.
They will suffer.
Damn it. Freaking lag.
Share in my torment.
Don't know what exactly you're expecting to do here, because even if I was able to stun one of them, it wouldn't do a lot of good.
Feel my pain.
Besides, I'm lagging for some reason.
They will suffer. Do not dally.
God. Don't need this. I can earn gold even if she can't kill minions. What? Oh.
I'll have my revenge.
No, you get one ward, and that's it. Well, two if you include your own. I don't buy potions and I don't buy wards. That's just how I roll.
Without mercy.
Oops.
Enemy killing spree.
Share.
4-7. Lee Sin, top lane. Being murdered. Oh dear. I AFK with no assist. How about you learn to play your damn lane before you complain? That sound good? I hate people who do that.
Ally has been slain.
Not down.
An enemy has been slain.
They will suffer.
Fuck's sake, I get two good matches and then this.
I'll have my revenge.
Thousand.
Without mercy. Feel my pain.
An ally has been slain.
They will
Enemy
suffer.
killing spree.
Damn. Nice. That's a problem with Jinx. She always throws those down as soon as anyone tries to chase her. I know it's built into her strategy and everything, but still. Well, good job I'm paying attention anyway.
An enemy has
What the
been
hell?
slain.
I'll have my revenge.
Double kill.
Okay. Maybe she lagged out or something, because I don't think she intended to do that.
Without mercy.
I activated my exhaust too early though. Shouldn't have done that either.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Okay. Oh.
Feel my pain.
7-9. That's not too bad. Jinx 1. 109. Silver's down 2 and 91. That's not exactly
They will suffer.
good, but could be worse. Yeah. Well, where's your 1475 and I can get the upgrade as well.
Shut down.
Awesome.
Enemy double kill.
They have fed that Vi. Good grief, that's going to fall over with a sneeze. I intend to let it.
Turret has been destroyed.
probably go back to bot lane. That's where the enemies are heading, so...
Share in my torment.
Apparently, only I had that idea. So that tower's dead.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Yep.
I'll have my revenge.
I could really do without the lag as well.
Share in my torment. Better die.
Let's go get me boots. I think I'll polish off Grail next, actually.
Knock down.
Rather than spell that. Aside from that bit of damage I took... Aside from that bit of damage that I took a little while ago, I'm not taking a lot of damage otherwise, so there's no point in getting additional spell ramp just yet to the 6% that I got from the quintessences. This lag.
They will suffer.
See what I mean? 2 of those spears would kill the enemy ADC flat. Or almost kill her.
Has been slain.
My revenge.
To catch up so I can use my ulti. Like that.
Without mercy.
Boom. That buy is pretty good. I gotta admit, that buy is pretty good. Shame our team isn't.
Ally has been slain.
I wish I wasn't bloody well lagging. 820. This Nid keeps on going off and solo laning.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Share.
Granted, that's working, but
An enemy has been slain.
rather we weren't dying because of it. Freaking lag. Go away.
I'll have my revenge.
Go ahead.
Has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Okay, so she's a pretty good Nid. 6-3. She's effective, I'll give her that.
Without mercy. Feel my pain.
Where's that Shen going? No idea. That Shen's pretty good too, I think. Better than Lee, anyway.
He is godlike.
What the hell? Guys might want to be careful because I think they're coming up top. No, they're going mid instead. Ah, there we go.
Double kill.
I knew that was going to happen.
Feel my pain.
17 Lee Sin 04 Silver. I'm useless, that's nice. Funny thing, I'm alive, you're not.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Can't hit one cube. Yeah, that's because I'm lagging. Really difficult to aim when you lag. took my jungle. Sounds about right.
Share in my torment.
So with lag, with idiot allies, guys who keep dying. So with idiot allies who keep dying, I'm meant to aim and hit all my abilities. Okay. I'm sorry, am I meant to be doing something right now, like consistently? That's interesting.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Do not doubt.
When stupid bastards comment on my gameplay style, I will stop and I will argue with them. Because I'm actually pretty good. And I don't like it when people
An enemy has been slain.
criticize me.
Without mercy.
Someone go defend top. 900.
I'll have my revenge.
Fine. See, this is how you should play a support champion, even when your ADC scores... What's she up to now? 0-5. Idiot. And noob. Anyway.
Feel my pain.
I think Vi's got maximum damage output. It's not a stupid way to play her, but it does make you vulnerable to crowd control. Like me.
They will suffer.
An ally has been slain. Has been slain.
Okay, time to be going.
Share in my torment.
Woohoo, you got Drake. Shut up, Evelyn. Permanently shut up. 1565.
I'll have my revenge.
Hey, 4-1.
Without mercy.
Let's go bot. Seeing as everyone's going mid for some reason. Look at that score compared to everyone else.
Do
And they
not
have the
doubt.
balls to criticize me. Learn to play first.
They will suffer. Without mercy.
It's not that I respond badly to criticism, it's just I respond badly to criticism when the person criticizing me is an idiot. Now that was a pretty good shot. That's why I'm good at Niddly, because I'm really good at skill shots.
Feel my
Damn. Get. Nice.
Has been slain.
Very good. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. I knew she was going to hit me with that.
Slain.
I knew I should have backed off. It was totally my own fault. I knew that was going to happen. Oopsie. Zhonya's. Good timing. That was my first. If I had a Zhonya's, that would have gone just fine. Death. So now we get one. Ha! That was pretty good. See what I mean? There's so much power in just that one champion.
I'll have my revenge.
An ally has been slain.
What the hell are they doing?
Rampage.
Getting killed by the looks of things.
Do not doubt.
What on earth are you doing? There's one of you and 5 of them. Try backing off. 1160 or so,
They will suffer.
maybe. $19.27.
Share in my
That's not good. They're probably going for Baron. Apparently everyone else agrees.
feel.
Someone else agrees anyway. Trying to take it. Yep. Damn it. I shouldn't have tried for the ulti. But then again, they're quite fed at this point, so we've lost. One against, that's it. Why did we lose? Sure as hell wasn't me.
Defeat.
Who fed him? Evelyn was 4-4. Lee 3-10. Bye. Silver 0-6. Simple as that. Lee, top lane, folded. ADC didn't get fed. 7-2 on the enemy ADC. Combined with Lux 9-6. Who's top lane? Vi 9-2. Yeah, their mid, their ADC, and their top lane got fed. No, the jungler got fed. Yeah, jungle, mid lane, and their ADC got fed. Our top lane folded. Our ADC was absolutely useless. Mid wasn't bad, but she kept on ignoring team fights in favour of getting towers. And I did well up until the end there when they got fed because I need to go close to the enemy to activate my ulti. Tried it on the Vi and yeah. Although it probably would have gone the same way regardless of whether or not I was there. It would just been me defending. It would have just have been me defending the mid lane tower. Evelyn was a whiny bitch, but 4-4, can't argue with that. 3-10 on the Lee. You need to learn how to play. Silver, you should not be playing ADC. Nidley, 8-7. Though you can stay on there because firstly you took my mid lane and secondly you didn't help in team fights, you went for the towers instead. Split pushing isn't a bad idea, but it is a bad idea if you are needed in team fights. If you're not needed because all 4 of your team have got them pinned up against their mid lane tower, for example, and you decide to go take bot lane, then it's good because either you'll be able to take bot lane tower without opposition, or your allies will be able to overpower the people defending the mid lane tower because one of their number has gone to stop you. but she was leaving team fights where we needed her extremely high damage output in order to take down towers, which was stupid and irresponsible. 7-2 on the Jinx, 9-2-14 on the Vi, 9-6-9 on the Lux. Leona was 1-5, that's not good, seeing as I was like 4-3, but yeah, I'll let her off. Shen was average 4-4. So yeah, 2 good matches, and then we get this. I suppose it's better than 2 bad matches and 1 good, but I don't know. This is the thing I don't understand about the matchmaker. You end up with me, who's obviously good, Nidley 8-7, Evelyn 4-4, and then you end up with 2 guys who just absolutely have not got even the slightest clue how to play their champions. It's like, what are you doing playing these roles if you are unable to play the champion? Like, what are you doing there? Why am I in the same game as you when I'm so much better than you are? Why am I being dragged down by you? Why aren't I with 4 other players who are equal to the opposition? Because the opposition, that they didn't have anyone who was all that bad. I mean, Leona's never get a lot of kills anyway, so as a support champion they're fine. Their stuns are more valuable than their kill ability. But they've got a 9-6, a 7-2, a 4-4 and a 9-2. They don't have anyone on their team who hemorrhaged like that Lee Sin and Silva, yet I'm on the team with them, rather than with 2 players who, okay, they weren't great, but they weren't this bad either. I don't know why that happens. It's a really crappy matchmaker system. Shit happens, I suppose. 74 LP, Bronze Division 2. That is 6 LP less than what I had at the start of yesterday before I lost a couple of matches due to my allies. And today, obviously, rather than getting into the promotion matches, I lost that chance because of those 2 idiots. That's annoying, but such is life. That's ProPleh, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you again next time, hopefully with more competent allies. Have a good day.